This is a brief video providing you with an explanation and a sample of what it is that you're supposed to do for the "What are you carrying" letter assignment. Let's read the instructions together. Choose something you are carrying. It may be a concrete, tangible object or something more abstract, intangible, or symbolic. Something that's tangible is something that you can see, something that you can touch. Something that is intangible is a thought or an emotion. It has no actual substance or matter. Whatever you choose, let it be something that matters to you and that means something to you. You're going to ask yourself these questions before you begin to write the letter. Write your responses on a piece of notebook paper. Questions are: why am I carrying this item? Did I make the choice or is someone making me carry it? Do I wish I could put it down? What does it weigh? What does it demand of me to carry it? And where would I be without it? In a few minutes, you'll see in my sample letter that I used these questions to guide me as I wrote each body paragraph. So once you do the pre-writing by answering these questions, you're going to write a letter to someone, most likely someone connected to your weight, in which you talk about this thing that you carry. Write a letter that truly makes your reader understand this thing you carry, why you take it with you, and how its weight affects you. The letter may be serious or humorous, but it should be powerful. Your tone will depend to a great extent on what you choose to write about in your letter. So here is my sample letter. Notice how it's not too long. I don't expect yours to be that long either, but I am looking for key points in particular places throughout your letter, and I'll go through the explanation now of what it is I'm looking for. So make sure that you format your letter in Times New Roman. 11-point font is okay for now. And please click on the line spacing icon and space it out to 1.5 so that it's easier for me to read and grade overall, since I'll have quite a few of these to read through. I've included some comments in the column on my own work explaining what it is that I did. So you have the date in the upper right-hand corner, and I wasn't too sure how I wanted to address my letter, even though you'll see as I read through, I'm kind of addressing it to myself. I just felt like writing "Dear Self" would be kind of silly. So I wrote, "To whom it may concern. Right now, the item I carry is intangible." So immediately in the topic sentence, I state whether or not the item is tangible or intangible, so the reader has an idea of what direction I'm going in. It is not something that can be bought, gifted, or collected. The item I carry is most likely a feeling that everyone experiences at a point in their lives, but for me, it seems to be weighing heavily on me the older I become. So the reason I highlighted these two words is because they have negative connotations, and these are the first two words that are going to lead or direct the reader towards the tone that I'm intending. The item I carry is a concern for my health. So the last sentence of the introductory paragraph includes the answer to, or the response to, the overall activity. What is it that I'm carrying? I'm carrying a thought or an emotion that I can categorize as a concern for my health. So in this next paragraph, you'll see that I basically just structured it by focusing on answering these questions in the assignment itself. I'll talk about whether or not I made the choice to carry it, whether or not I wish I could put it down. I'll talk about how much it weighs, and so on and so forth. This happened involuntarily, and I fear it will only worsen as the years go by. So notice that this sentence out of the entire letter has the most highlighted terms. These are the terms that provide some sort of impact, and I got them directly from this list, tone words. And I know that I had intended before I began to write my letter for the letter to be negative, so that's why I'm just looking in this column only. The tic embedded itself in me 10 years ago, and ever since I have been dealing with complications from Lyme disease. So the complications of Lyme's disease is what is leading towards or feeding the concern for my health. It does not have an exact weight since it is something that cannot be touched, and I am worried I will never be able to put it down. I mourn my old life pre Lyme disease when I could think clearly and not suffer from joint pain. Who knows where I would be if I did not carry the weight of the concern of my health? So here I repeated what the answer was. This is the intangible item that I carry, and I highlighted it. I do know it's possible I'd have more money in my pocket since I would not have to pay for so many doctor's bills. And in this last very short paragraph, I answered this last question. Where would I be without it? Where would I be without the intangible item that I carry? Maybe I'd have more money. So you guys, things aren't that bad for me right now. I've had periods of time where my health can get pretty bad because of chronic Lyme. So I don't want you to feel bad for me right now, but the whole point of this letter was to put it together so that you have a sample of what it is that's expected of you. And if you did sort of feel kind of bad, then that means that the words that I chose to try to provoke a certain feeling from the reader, aka tone, it means that my job was done as the author, that the words that I chose were pretty powerful. So that's basically it. You would submit your assignment once you complete the letter and edit your work. Make sure that you highlight the terms that directly relate to tone, and you highlight what your actual answer is in terms of what it is you carry. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can email me directly or type them in the comments section in Google Classroom.